So we already know grants, for the most part, are free money that you don't have to pay back. But what can you use that money for? Today, I'm going to be answering that question for you. It's going to be a quick podcast episode so you can get your Friday started. Let's go ahead and just jump right in. So, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you haven't been following me at the Facebook community page, then you probably haven't heard that May the 6th, I will be hosting a workshop specifically for you founders that are wondering, okay, I know how grants can transform my business, but now where do I find them? How do I find grants that I'm actually eligible for? You talk about shooting your shot. You talk about just going for it, but how can I go for it if I don't even know where to find it to begin with? I'm going to be answering that question for you May the 6th at 1 o'clock at bit.ly/funding and freelance. You can join me on the community page at, again, 1 p.m. That's Eastern time, bit.ly/funding and freelance. Bring a pencil, bring a pad. You're going to need it as I'm going to have some activities for you to do, whether during the workshop or after. And of course, once you join the community page, you'll automatically be into the subscription group, the email subscription group. So any freebies that come along with that workshop, you will have sent straight to you. For those of you that have joined the Facebook community group and did not provide your email, you are not on the email subscription list. So the chances are that you will not, unfortunately, have the freebie unless you're on that list. If you want to be on the list, go ahead and send me an email or send me a DM on Instagram and that'll lock in your spot. All right, let's go ahead and get into what can you use grant money on. So number one, there are grants that will specifically say what the grant can be used for, what the money can be used for. So for example, it will say, funding is only for program costs, or funding is only for, whatever, admin or capital or construction. Like, there are grants that are very specific, but then you have grants that are kind of unrestricted. Okay. And so what does unrestricted means? Honestly, it's kind of anything that is directly related to your business. You can literally use that money on anything related to your business. So that includes hiring new team members. That includes your relocation from maybe one area to another. You can purchase land with that money. You can purchase new equipment, softwares, if that's what you need, training, so capacity building for you and your team. You can use it on overhead, to rent, utilities, internet, like whatever it is that you can think of that is a cost associated with your business, purchasing a new vehicle if that's what you need, then those funds would be eligible to be used there. Now, you can even use grant funding for your hobbies. Most recently, I came across a grant where it was specifically for the hobby of hobbies for moms, right? Just funding their hobbies. So grant money can literally be used for anything that you could possibly think of. It's just about finding the grant that has that bandwidth or just that specificity on what it is that you want. So for example, if you're needing a grant specifically for capacity building, for training, then you're either going to look for grants that are for capacity building or grants that are, again, unrestricted. Now, can you use restricted grants on unrestricted items? Absolutely not. Do not do that. When it comes to your grants reporting, that does have repercussions, that does have consequences. So I do not recommend that you do that. Utilize the money for exactly what you say you're going to use it for. And if for whatever reason there's a deviation from that, then, give the funder that explanation. Do your due diligence, be a person of integrity, and the funder will respect you so much more because of your honesty versus you lying about it, and then you may have to pay that money back. You could be blacklisted from that funder, so they could never again fund you. And it's a small world, so you never really know where that connection could take you. So I really recommend, if you received funding money and you didn't utilize it in the way that you said you were going to, when your reporting comes around, just be honest, or even before then, give them a call and let them know, hey, I know that we said that we were going to use the money for this training, but we found that we had a more pressing need in this area. Is it okay if we use that money for this? Is there another process? I really want to make sure that we can sustain this relationship and keep this long term. What should I do with your partnership funds? And that conversation will go along so much smoother than you just using the money on willy-nilly, whatever you wanted to. So hopefully this answers your question, visionary. Again, I will see you May the 6th, 1 p.m. bit.ly/funding and freelance. Thank you so much for being here on this quick episode today. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.